My name's Nick Rynne, joined by Xavier Ellis and Ryan Daniels. What's happening, fellas?
Oh, it's a bit happening, I suppose. Yeah, it's been
It's 2 games.
No,
couple of games.
I'll tell you what's happened.
What?
I'll tell you what's happened. Opening rounds happened about as well as Alfred happened.
Yeah.
Just didn't. It just didn't happen.
There's a lot of rain. There's flooding.
There's rain every day, everywhere.
No, this is right. Come on, mate.
No, mate, I'm telling you.
People at Brisbane are resilient.
Good on you, and I appreciate it, and I hope that...
No, it's because he's a Queenslander.
Mate, this morning on air, our producer got his knickers in a knot about it too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you don't own Alfred. It's not yours.
He's from Queensland.
He's a
as well.
Queenslander. Like,
Yes.
oh, man, we're fighting through a cyclone.
Mate, we do it every day in Queensland. I don't know. It's part
That's
of the
what
course.
I thought.
It didn't get Bowie as much as we thought it would, actually.
Well, I didn't think it was that abnormal. And the vision... I mean, I reckon some of those camos and reporters that are heading with your mob and the other mob. And
you do the clean-up
I reckon
shots.
they're chopping down their own trees now. Like, oh, we need to do other reports.
Put a fan on me.
Yeah,
it needs to look windy.
Quit jump in the pool.
No,
and quickly.
I
There's
will
one
say
girl on
this.
7 who I have given that much credit to and love to over the last week. Every time they cross to her, she's a drowned rat.
Do you know her name?
Yeah,
No,
get
we
out
don't. And it doesn't say it. It's like from
All right.
surfers.
Get
or
me a picture
but who's that?
and I'll find out.
I just always think that Amy Parks reporting live from Amy Park.
Greatest
Oh,
day,
yeah.
greatest day in newsroom history.
Yeah.
We cross live now to Amy Park at Amy Parks at Amy Park.
No, I still reckon the greatest Amy Park. That's one in Melbourne, yeah?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Is Julian de Stoop doing a
Oh, the
cross,
Paddy Mills.
and Paddy Mills and Aaron Baines walk through with the NBA and he shoos them off like they were just random
He just thought they were
deros,
nuffies.
absolute deros, and it was the 2 stars.
That's amazing.
He spent like a week trying to dig himself out of that hole. Too.
Well, it's 10 years
There's
and he's still in it.
That's so good. That is very, very good. How you going, Nicholas? So you got this new job and apparently you just go for beers.
Oh, occasionally it's just as nice, we're closer to the city, you can pop out. And have a
No one's
beer if
ever
you need
said
to.
they wanted to be closer to the city.
Well, it's
Sorry,
when you
sorry,
haven't
Baz.
worked.
Sorry, Baz.
Sorry, Baz.
Nick's
He's
very
not worried
excited.
about. Baz
No.
isn't worried about the city anymore, mate. Baz
No.
is narrowly scraped in.
That's right.
Drove
you got the
past
win.
his office just before. Have you driven past it this morning?
No.
In Wembley, I took a photo of it. So his shop front has
This is
been...
Basil Zemplis.
Basil Zemplis just got
friend of the
elected
show.
Yeah, so
into
he's
Churchlands.
He's a member of Parliament in WA.
Of which I am disappointed because I was the first one to mention to him I was going to run for Churchlands. So he's stolen my plan, but his window's got that just graffitied all over it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm not going to read that.
No, I'm not reading it out
I'm
either.
not reading
we
it
don't
out.
read out those words in here.
No, I'm not reading it out.
But if anyone asks, so do we.
Yeah.
So do we. So do we.
Yeah. But even like it just started to go off. 2 things from the election. What do they do with all the advertising? All the
I
posters?
saw some guy picking it up.
Where do they go?
yesterday. Don't know. Tip.
So I mean, they
Recycle?
do a lot of green waste. Let's get our batteries and stuff. But what do we do with the 8 trillion
We're probably
posters I've seen?
core flute, which I think you can recycle.
Okay,
I think.
Okay.
What did you call
It's
it?
called
Core flute.
Core flute.
Yeah, they make a lot of the signs out of it for everywhere.
Look, it's a company. Or is it a product?
That's a very good question. I've never asked
Yeah,
that.
don't know.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
that's what
It's
we
a
call
company,
it. So,
yeah.
Sounds like something
and the
Nick
other one
smokes on
is-
the weekend.
Yes,
Get
and there's
a bag
a
of core
This
flute.
is
Yes.
this is. I cannot go on the internet anymore without someone accusing me of being on the on the
the
laughing
grass.
gas.
It's okay. You'll get through it, mate.
Oh,
And the other one is Baz. He's everywhere. Clearly, everywhere.
Everywhere.
Basil.
Always has.
And there's a bus shelter down the street from where I'm based, and there was some graffiti drawn on it.
Okay. Was it a
And I said,
male genitalia?
Yeah.
well,
appendage.
yes, it was. And I texted to him just saying, because it was also a time where they were doing some really, really naughty stuff on it.
oh yeah.
And I said to him,
Yes.
oh, mate, just want to give you a heads up, you've been graffitied. And he goes, oh, what is it? I sent the first, oh, dick and balls, that's okay, that'll stay.
It's fine with the dick and balls.
Well, I think there was a fair bit going on at the time.
Yeah, that was on the higher end.
Oh.
What do you think about? So we'll talk about obviously get into the footy, but the first round of the 7 AFL Foxtel, I liked a sweaty Kane Corns just dialing into every program on Sunday night.
Kane was everywhere, but
And he's getting sweatier and sweatier as the night went on as well.
Yeah, he
I didn't
was
watch
everywhere.
any of it,
He
so-
was everywhere. I mainly saw snippets here and there, but I don't think he was overused somehow. Like I feel like it was like, here's a taste, bit of Kane. All right, back to the footy.
Give it a couple of weeks.
All right, yeah. Look, there's a few takes already.
The main cause of contention was the scoreboard graphic.
Which one did you prefer?
I've heard 7.
Small.
Definitely 7. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought so.
Because also when I'm trying to watch the game elsewhere and I don't want to know the score. Very hard to avoid when it's 3/4 of the screen.
But I can tell, yeah, true. I can tell you, like, I know for a fact, like our guys, when they were putting their graphics product together for this year, they're nervous. Are people going to like it? What does Foxes look like? These are things that, like, because they don't know until you see it, because they don't show it in the preseason.
Yeah.
It's like round one, bang, here's this thing. And then everybody clearly decided.
But the only thing too, though, is if you have a neutral opinion, or you like it, you're not getting on Twitter and going, "Jeez, I love that scoreboard."
That's true.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, that's the people
I don't
going.
reckon anybody liked it. Have you heard one?
What, the
person,
Foxtel one?
Yeah, that was okay with it.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't.
To be honest with you,
stood out.
I wasn't upset. I was just like, "Geez, that's confronting."
Yeah,
I just don't think I need that much graphics.
It's a lot.
The graphics I want to see is the footy.
So opening round, I heard everybody hates it. You know, unless you're in Queensland, New South Wales, I'm sure you love it. The AFL loves it.
Why not
but
Queensland?
most people hate it.
Yeah.
I heard Corbin Middlemas, I think he was on ABC when he said this. And his idea was great because he was like, okay, well, they need this round to pump up that region. Get that. And we all get that.
But do they?
Well, no.
But do they?
Let's just say they do, right? They need that to
That's
pump
their
up
argument. Let's buy it.
participation in New South Wales and Queensland. But don't make it at the opening of the season. Put it in the bye rounds. So get the buys. So you've got 2 games in New South Wales, 2 games in Queensland that weekend, and only have those 4 games. And then let the other teams play the week after. Just don't do it at the very start of the season, because that's the problem.
They should marry it up if they're really trying to get a rugby league audience across or whatever. Do it during Origin time when most of the good players aren't playing club footy, so the weekends weekend action is worse.
Wouldn't they get murdered by Origin though?
It's on a Wednesday.
Origin on Wednesday.
I suppose,
so the
So you
Saturday
got an open
games are
weekend.
Is that clear? That's when you do it then.
Yeah, well, that's when you do it because all the best players is
Vossi's idea was the best idea.
That was
Which one
good.
was Vossi's one?
Just have 2 games in WA, so both teams play at home.
2 in
2
Adelaide.
games in South Australia, both teams play at home.
2 in Sydney.
2
in
games
Brisbane.
in Melbourne only.
All right,
So
6
there's
games.
2 teams there.
Yeah.
2 games in Sydney,
That's 8.
and then 2 games or 1 game, whatever it is. 1 game in Melbourne, 2 games in Queensland.
So 1 blockbuster in Melbourne, so you've got something.
Something
Yeah,
there, and
but
maybe open the season with.
But it's a
whatever you
national
want.
launch. I like that.
It's
too.
a launch for everyone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
every single state is sitting there going, "This is awesome," instead of people who don't care about it in Alfred's home.
And
That's
that's
great
what-
too. That's great too.
And that's what suffered all the footy shows last night. I was skipping between them all. Like there's only 2 games. There's only so many things you can talk about.
Oh, that's
Like it's not even like
At one
couldn't do a
stage, I had
difference.
Fly sacked.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, "What
Get
else are
rid
we
of
going
him.
to talk about? We're going to sack someone."
Also, he would have hated that there were only 2 games too because everybody saw him sit down so
Yeah.
quickly when Kingsley sharpened up. Yo, sorry, yo.
All right, so today we're doing. We've done this before, but we've got a new name for it.
Yeah.
So bump, pump, or stump. All right. Now this
Look
is
at Nick's eyes light up when he heard the word bump.
and stump. Okay, so what it is the bump is breakout player, so they're going to get a bump, right? The pump is the under the pump, which it can also just be a, hey, this is a big year for player X, and stump is throw at the stumps. Nick famously produced Ocean Mullen last year,
Yes.
who we'd never heard of.
He was under pressure, wasn't he?
No,
Yeah, no, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
right, he was under the
Yeah,
pump.
under
Under the pump, and no one ever heard of
I
him.
haven't even heard of. And he's like, back in Ireland, they're really writing
County
this.
Mayo was up and
Piss
about.
off. Okay, so bump, pump, and stump, 1 per team. We've each got 6 teams. Are we getting into it?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Who's starting?
We'll just go random. Just go random fire. I'll go first, and I'll go Sydney Swans. So the bump player for the breakout had a pretty good year last year, but I think Matt Roberts can take another step.
We had a good game on the weekend.
Very
too.
nice game.
He kicks it nicely. I think there's a transition from a Lloyd and those guys.
Yes.
And maybe a little bit less Blakey, which we love.
Yeah.
Love the headless nature.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just...
You want to use it at the right time.
Your man seems to be a bit more measured.
If you have a Blakey, you need a Roberts.
Yes.
How
Right?
good were
They
the
work
lizards,
together.
by the way?
Yeah, so
The
good.
lizards in the
very,
crowd.
very good.
Loved it.
Now, the under the pump is, I could have gone 2 ways. First one is Logan McDonald, missed the grand final and then subbed out in last year's grand final, so hasn't had great finals. 1 kick in that granny last year. 37 goals last year, only turns 23 next month, signed until 2028. I think we all agree Logan McDonald is still young, still potential there, but at some point the Swans need someone to step up. Now, he hasn't had a great preseason, he's been injured.
Are you as high on what...
I was.
You were really high.
No, I wasn't really high, but I did think he could be a 50 goal a year forward.
Yeah.
And that's still possible, But the longer we go,
I don't see it. Yeah.
it's adjusting. The expectations are adjusting.
He
lower.
plays that. He plays that
Wait a
role
second.
that I reckon is becoming more and more dormant.
He's still very young.
Out of the
though.
goal square, leading up. Yeah, I just reckon it's a hard.
If you can pick one or the other, him or Amadi, who you backing?
Marty.
I think I still take McDonald, but only just.
You guys hate Marty.
No, I hate Amadi.
Mate, Amadi. I reckon I've pumped Amadi up 1,000 times on this podcast. I just
And then
realised
just
that
to whack him down.
we just have sometimes.
All right,
Yeah.
so my under the pump who I actually went with, other than McDonald, is Callum Mills. So 7 games
Yeah.
last year. Has not been the same player since he had that wrestle on Mad Monday. 2022, he was All-Australian, BNF, and named captain.
He's younger than you think too. He's only 28.
Is he 27, 28? Around
Something
that
like
space?
that,
He needs to get back to his best. Like, this is a big year for
Is
Callum
he?
Mills.
And is he going to be mid or is he going to be defender?
I think he's trained in as a mid,
Well,
but there'll be moments when he does both.
On Friday night, when Sheldrick was in the middle,
Yep,
you could just picture Callum Mills being there.
great.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Geez, they missed Errol, didn't they?
yes, they missed Gooden, but I mean, even Mills, they just dropped off the face of the earth. in that mid.
Quick little stumps. It is Sheldrick. 10 games total. Didn't play at all last year. Pick 18 in 2021. Out of contract. Claremont boy. I know the WA teams are keeping an eye on him, but this is a big year for him. He's got a chance here with Errol out to really have a
Did he get
crack.
subbed? Was he
Bit
injured?
quiet on the weekend.
Did he get
No,
subbed?
he got injured. It said injured and sub.
Yeah, didn't have a great
Yeah,
game.
but I don't know whether it was injured or.
Righto. Well, we'll keep the trend of the teams who played. I'll go GWS. Breakout. Well, I suppose there's only one person. He just broke out on the weekend. I keep saying O'Callaghan.
Yeah.
Finn Callahan.
I always want to say
Yeah.
O'Callaghan
yeah.
too.
Where's the
Or
O?
Finn O'Sullivan.
Finn O'Sullivan. Finn Callahan.
Yeah, Finn
Because of
Callahan.
O'Sullivan.
Yeah, I think it must be O'Sullivan.
What about, so just on Finn, signs that massive deal.
Yeah.
Manager,
Swap stables.
fan of the show,
Yeah.
but very honourable, did the deal in
Did the
that
deal at the
camp,
old place
and
and
then
he doesn't
left
take
like
it.
the day later.
That's right,
Yeah.
Tommy. Yes,
Very
Tommy
honourable.
Seckles.
So even if
gone,
the
yeah.
player follows him, the deal doesn't. Or
No, the deal doesn't,
royalties
yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Finn that was unbelievable, and it'll be good to see how much of that, especially that second half, which is breaking away from people, was Collingwood's old legs.
I knew he enjoyed running. I didn't realise.
But he's a
It
quick-
looks like one of those runners that they aren't. That doesn't look like they're exerting too much energy doing it, but
Yeah.
they're moving. Like
He's
no one was getting anywhere near him.
No.
He's so big.
Oh yeah,
Like, I can't
a
even
little bit
think.
Chris Judd with the shoulders.
Yeah,
and,
but taller than Judd.
Yeah, no,
Like,
but in terms,
I know what you mean, yeah.
Running,
It's
like,
him and Will Day there's this trend of like tall, leaner guys who
Yeah.
are doing it.
He's going to be
Well, he's
really
not even
special.
that lean. Like he's
No,
a
but he's
big
not. I mean,
boy.
he's not like a Nat 5,
Yeah.
big, tall inside. He's like a tall
That
inside
midfield
outside.
belongs to him and Tom Green now.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a great 1-2 punch.
Yeah, I haven't said Kelly and them were still nice yesterday.
Yeah, Kelly was
very nice.
Yeah, good player, yeah.
So he's obviously the breakout.
Yep.
Under the pump was Cornelio. Just watching him yesterday. Obviously pushed to a wing, but
My phone buzzed about that, but I
Yeah.
think he's always run like a busted ass.
Yeah.
He's always had that
his legs
shuffle,
were going.
but he's always had
He
that
wasn't
shuffle.
moving.
Even with like prime Cornelio,
Yeah.
he always had that shuffle.
I just felt there were 2 or 3 moments where the ball was moving fast and it got to Cornelio and then it held up. Like
Yeah.
he stopped the momentum a few times, double
Well,
guessing.
just after I got the text about Cornelio and where they thought he'd be at the end of the year, he then took the one-handed mark on Lipinski on the boundary line, or two-handed mark
Still
within
got
a
tricked,
contest.
yeah.
I was like, well,
He's still a very crafty
It's still a
player.
nice player.
It's just when you're out on the wing at that age, it's not a good sign.
He's,
mate.
he's definitely moved into that last phase.
Throw
Definitely.
at the stumps. Cody Ango sort of drafted pick 24, had a preseason, gave her a kick 3 on the wing half forward. Claremont boy again.
Okay.
Very, liked him through
I like the
Colts.
Phoenix lad.
Phoenix Gothard.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a bit. Well, I've seen more of Cody on the journey.
I've gone a little bit different on mine. So Hawthorn, the bump
Yes, the
is
bump.
the big breakout.
Big breakout.
So I've got a guy that was just traded.
Because
as
the
big
obvious
trade.
answer is Will Day.
Yeah, no, I'm going Tom Barrass. I reckon he'll be All-Australian this year, and I reckon
Tom Barrass
yeah,
to break out
To
at
go-
age 29.
He's always
or
been a level behind McGovern.
Yeah.
He's always been the second to McGovern.
Yep.
I reckon this year he will go. He was brilliant on Friday night. I can see him being. He hasn't been All-Australian.
No, he's been in the squad.
I can see him.
I
don't
feel
know
like
if
he might have been in the
has.
squad once.
But I can see him being All-Australian. I can see him being All-Australian. I can see him because he was always a
One of
Brandon
best and fairest,
McGovern,
right?
but was never allowed to do that.
Yeah, true.
One of best and fairest, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can see him being All-Australian because he has as good a year as he's ever had. But because he's got that Hawthorn big stage.
Well, people are starting to learn about him in Melbourne.
Everyone
He's
in
all over
Melbourne's talking
socials, his
about him.
podcast, all that sort of stuff.
That's a real thing.
Yes.
Right? So he could have a year that's even 5% off what his best year has been before.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they'll think
he'll
he's better.
still
But I
get
think
him.
you'll have a 5% above, and they'll think it's something that's fallen from the skies.
I don't know.
Tom Barrass is mine. I think he's going to make a massive difference, and he's going to be lauded for a lot of that.
All right.
Cam McKenzie, bit of pressure on. I
Yeah.
know they love him. He's played 35 odd games, I think, most of last season. I would love to see the sub stuff disappear this year.
Yep.
Well,
Like,
maybe
just-
now with Warple out
Yeah,
for a bit.
It's a
just
chance.
let the kid do his
I'll,
thing. It was
I'll
gonna
add
be
one to
Ward.
that. Josh Ward.
Yeah, I had the double header.
It's time.
And the absolute breakout, and this is the hardest position on the footy field, I feel.
Throw at the stumps.
Throw at the stumps. Brett Daniels,
He plays for GWS.
Dylan Moore, and the next one is going to be that half forward that is unbelievably important is McDonald.
Oh, Connor
Oh,
McDonald.
yeah.
That's
Oh,
not
okay.
a throw at the stumps.
He had
He's a
4
very good
touches on the
player.
weekend,
Yeah,
but
quiet game.
No. Like again, so mine are a bit different. I'm talking. He's now in that category of the best 2 half forwards in the game.
Well, that's a breakout, isn't it? Or a throw at the
breakout.
stumps?
Okay.
You
breakout
got this all wrong. You're turning into Nick. You'd be
Yeah, the
better-
categories-
Who would you throw the stumps at? Do I swap McKenzie around then?
Yeah, Mackenzie's probably a throw at the stumps. Yeah.
Yeah, but then McDonald's not under pressure.
Oh,
Oh, jeez. Got to be better. Who's your next team?
Collingwood.
I'll live for that. Adelaide. All right. Here's
No,
a.
I stand by Tom Barrass. We'll come back and visit this, and you'll go.
No, I like that.
No,
that
I
one's
agreed
good.
with you because
Yeah.
he's going to get the Vic bump.
Yeah.
He's
Yes,
gonna,
yeah,
geez,
yeah.
this Tom
Your-
Harris guy's
your
pretty
stump-
good.
Your stump
Oh,
needs work.
Wow.
The bump and the
but
pump.
It's the stump that you got to work on. The other
Yeah,
stuff
but
is
who
fine.
comes to your mind for Hawthorn?
Throw at the
It
stumps.
wasn't my job to
What
come
about
up with one.
old two funds? No, he's under pressure.
Marbiel?
Charles.
What if he came out kick 50
Yeah,
again?
there's not money. Yeah.
Couch-
Well, it wasn't
Shadir.
my job to look for it. I'll look
Coach
for it. when I
Shadir,
need
he's
to
already
look
done
for
it, though.
All
Yeah,
right.
only a couple of games. Big
Adelaide.
games.
Let's start. We'll get the full 2 minutes.
Right.
Don't worry, Crows fans. So the bump, I'm giving it to. I think we can call him our man, Max Michaelani.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
been on him for a bit.
Yeah.
Michael Lenny, yeah.
A lot of talk about potential leadership potential. This guy
He looks
could
like a
be.
nice boy.
Does look like a nice
He
boy.
went into the middle of those couple of games we
Yeah,
liked.
and
but that's
he
not
broke
really-
his thumb, so he missed the preseason games. But apparently he's sweet for this week. We'll see. But I really like him, and I wrote down Ben Hart because that's what he kind of reminds me of. Ben Hart was a superb player.
I thought you thought Ben Hart was a player. I was like, what?
Nah,
Yeah.
he was a superb player, and if they can turn him into the next version of that,
And when they had Nigel Smart, and
Nigel
Ben
Smart
Hart,
and Ben Hart,
yeah.
Phew. And Andrew McLeod.
Yeah,
talk
oh,
about
yeah.
backline. And I also like
Dyson Edwards.
Saligo. I could have easily gone Saligo.
Yeah, I'm a bit off Saligo.
I reckon he'll have a good year. I reckon
He had a
there's
very good
opportunities.
preseason.
Under the pump too, Rochelle after
Yeah,
the
fair.
end of
End of
last
last
year
year.
needs to do
He
something now.
did cop that pretty well, though.
He
in fairness
did.
to him.
Now it's time to walk
He
the
owned
walk.
it, yeah.
And Fogarty, our man, who we
Yeah.
just
Fog.
keep waiting for. He's 25 now. 41 goals last year, which is career high, and he played every game. So
He's on the right path.
He needs to kick 50 this year.
Yeah,
he has
very
to.
right.
I think
Yeah.
so. And throw at the stumps. There's 2 there as well. Josh Worrell, who I kind of like.
Yep.
He reminds me a bit of Michael Annie.
Yeah, not too flashy.
Yeah, it's a bit,
Yeah.
it's a bit of
Plays the
similarity.
percentages.
And I like Luke Nankervis as a real throw at the stumps.
Yeah,
I think
Luke
he's
Nankervis?
I think they like
I think he's a
him.
winger.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think they like him.
There you go. See, I like him too. See, that's how you throw
Lot
at
to
the
like
stumps.
about the Crows.
You know, a bit of a left field.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, lots
Are
to
we
like
done? Is that
about
two?
Crows. Is that two?
Yeah, happy with
Call
that.
that two.
Geez, the Crows are going to be hard this year. Going to be neat.
Yeah. Brisbane, so breakout.
Dawson's neat.
Dawson's
Very neat.
neat.
Yeah.
We like Dawson.
And then there's a bit of
Well,
headless
no.
chook.
A lot of private school look about it all.
Jordan Dawson.
A lot of those boys we've just mentioned.
Josh Worrell.
Yeah.
Michael Annie.
Top
for
button
sure.
up, blazer
Luke
on.
Nankervis even.
I think their backline has a few borders
Yeah, okay.
rather than the day school.
The
Was
day
that, was
boys.
that their big difference? What's
Day
the
boys.
difference? Your
Borders
borders
were
would
tougher.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Oh, piss off.
Brisbane breakout. It's hard because he had a very good final series, but Kai Lohman, I think, this year is
Yeah,
sort of that
that's fair.
35,
Yeah.
40 goal mark.
Yep.
Especially he tried to take a hanger every 5 seconds in the preseason. And
He's a
every
lunatic.
2 out of 4 came off.
We
Yeah.
like that.
We like him.
A lot of headless chook forwards, are there?
Yeah, but he's definitely
he's
one.
a headless chook forward.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot of like crazy ones like a Papley, but I think he's a whole nother level of nuts.
You reckon?
He's just going to fly at everything.
Jeez, he was good in that grand final.
I think he was
Yeah,
very
he's
good in the
a
grand
good
final.
player.
Early, when it was still half a game.
But he's one of the reasons why if they go back to back, he needs to
He'll
kick an
lift
extra
it, yeah.
10 or 12 goals to
Yeah,
cover
and
for
I think he
Danaher.
can. He can do that. Under the pump, Eric Hipwood. Like, is this?
Absolutely.
I mean, there's blue sky now.
Yep.
It's yours. Do you want it, or is
I don't
this
think
just
he
what
wants
you
the
are?
blue sky. He's
I don't
happy,
think. Yeah.
happy winning flags as the second banana.
He's
Well, you
walking
would be.
around and he's going, hey, You know who's looking good? Sam Day's looking real
Yeah.
good. I reckon we should give him a run. Give him the Danaher role.
So Darcy-
I'll just do what I was doing.
So Darcy Fort's premiership player, we shouldn't leave him in the two.
Yeah.
It's a
Just
mistake.
bring him
Get
through.
in.
That Logan
Play
Morris,
forward.
he's
Yeah.
got potential, lots of potential there.
A key forward, I reckon.
And then Stumps, I just had to pick one because they're all pretty like the premiership players and everything.
So it's not easy, is it?
Shadow
Yeah.
Brain.
Oh, come on.
Shadow Brain.
We're not talking about your brain.
The halfback flanker. Academy kid.
You are kidding.
I reckon.
Didn't we figure out his
Fletcher.
family all have weird names too?
Yeah, they did. But my throat at the stumps for them would be Fletcher.
I love Fletcher.
I
Yeah,
reckon.
but he's not at the Stumps again. He played pretty much every game last year.
Yeah,
Didn't
but you go up
No,
and left.
see, you've gone too far on,
Yeah.
on the stumps.
Yeah,
Right?
You're like you've gone so far.
Okay,
left.
so in the
So
22,
far.
they need to be in the
Well,
22.
they can be anything,
He
but-
played like 10 games, Shadow.
Yeah, but they had a lot of injuries. I don't know.
Like
And he
Jasper
needs to-
Fletcher would have been a better one.
Yeah, that's to me. Is
But
the
I
throw
think
at the
he's a
stump
play.
there.
He's a premiership player. He
Yeah,
played
but-
every
yeah,
game in a
But he's
premiership
like
year.
he's probably number 22
Yeah,
in
correct.
that team.
he's
But I
a
think
bit
the
more
throw
than
at the
that.
stumps would suggest that he can get to
10.
10 to 12.
Okay, well, yeah, then Jasper Fletcher. Yeah.
I like Jasper. He goes
I
under
like
the radar
Jasper
because the Ashcrofts,
Yeah, correct.
but he's
He's nice.
he's very good.
He's nice. He's
very
tasty.
very good.
All right, Collingwood. Well, the breakout superstar.
Here we go.
No, Bobby Hill.
Oh,
this
yes.
year.
No,
Bobby,
good
Bobby
choice.
Hill's
Yeah,
the
good
one.
choice, yeah.
But you
Why
forget
did they all have cramp yesterday? Why did every single one of them cramp up?
humid, I think. Yeah. But what about two? You forget that Bobby Hill played at the Giants.
Yeah.
I only see him as a Collingwood player,
Yeah.
North
Remember he
medalist.
tried to get out, couldn't get out, and then he
stayed,
waited another
right?
year and then
Had,
got out.
He was in the
chest
docker.
cancer.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So that's the breakout. I think we all agree, especially when there's a very old side there.
Yeah, he's ready
the
to go.
breakout's not really
Makes sense. Yeah.
a bit of pressure. What happens if Collingwood miss the finals again this year?
Yeah, he's flying under pressure.
nah,
No.
fly
'Cause you get,
doesn't-
what do you get, 5, 10 with a
I
premiership?
mean, Bevo's still going on that one.
Yeah.
The name was Dan McStay I was going to go with, but I did
Nice.
write fly.
Wow.
But a bit of pressure on Dan McStay. He was a free agent, paid well.
Yep.
I read that it was back end first round compensation or whatever. He was an
Yeah, but that doesn't cost him anything.
No, but it means you still paid well. The
Yes,
compensation
yeah.
was there. So there's salary built into
How
it.
about that one? Is Dan McStay really under pressure? Like, you're saying he's going to get delisted if they don't.
No,
make the
but I'm saying if he doesn't play well as a forward, they don't have anyone.
Yeah,
What, they've bought Tim Membry played yesterday.
yeah. Membry.
You
Yeah.
would you, like, if he doesn't play like a first round free
Yeah, I
agent.
reckon's under
Well,
the
yeah,
pump.
he's under trouble.
Mr. Goey.
Yeah, well, he's injured.
But he's, what do you mean under the pump? He is what he is.
No, he can't. But he needs to be better than that. If they're going to be any good, he has to be. Him and Dacos have to be all
Well,
Australian.
they needed to go yesterday.
Yeah, Dacos needs
Correct.
to not cramp in the third quarter.
Did you see how many trainers were on him?
Yeah.
Well, I thought he'd broken his leg.
He had like 4 trainers massaging his
I
calves.
can't remember. Yeah, there's player number 18's coming up trying to get a calf rub. Anyone?
Old Bo McCrue's over here done his ACL. Like, no, we got to get Nick's calf
Talking about a
rubbed.
broken leg, there's a prominent media person who broke their leg over the weekend falling off a horse.
Prominent.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's this?
Yeah, nah. And
No,
Ned Long is
Hold on.
Who's
Back
on a
the truck
horse?
up. Back the truck up. Are we
Brit.
talking local? Are we talking Vic?
Well, it happened overseas.
But where are they based?
On the weekend.
Here.
Oh, so it's
Ish.
Britt Taylor. Is it
At New
Brit?
Zealand, yeah.
Is it Brit?
Mate, at New Zealand's biggest ever race day.
Broke her leg.
You fell off a horse.
Oh, right. Shit.
And I've got I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this, but
Well, you've done it now. So
um,
might as well keep rolling with
yeah,
it.
I was going to mention it this morning. I couldn't get the photos up. Just hit pause. Fell off the horse.
Shit.
Compound fracture.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and stuck in New Zealand. Can't
Oh, no.
fly
Yikes.
back.
Oh, man.
That's
Because
a-
she's supposed to be on the boundary for Triple M this week.
Correct.
So she can't.
No.
Oh.
She won't be moving for ages. That's a clean
Yeah.
break of both
Jeez.
bones. Anyway,
Oh,
so
wow. Best of luck,
yeah,
Brit.
best of luck to Brit, of
One
course.
of the best. Jeez.
So I don't know if I was allowed to talk about that, but anyway.
What's out there now?
Ned Long is the throw at the stumps. Yesterday played
Bit
9
of a wild one.
They don't have anyone.
Ed
Yeah,
Allen.
they're all.
Ed Allen,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
No, I liked.
He looked good, Ed
22-year-old,
Tell you what.
194 centimetres. I thought at least he looked like something that wasn't running on the
I
spot.
was a bit nervous for Collingwood yesterday.
Well, so was I.
Yeah.
I had him high up in the ladder.
Yeah,
too.
what were
think
the
we-
over-unders? Did I? Everyone
We all
go
went
over?
overs, I think.
I went
But no one
locked.
locked.
I
Nah,
went locked.
did ya?
Yeah, I had the same.
I feel very good about that.
Their best is best, but if it's not their best.
I locked Hawthorn instead of GWS, right? Because either one of them would have been good. That's good. Well, let's go to Gold Coast. The bump has to be your man, Mac Andrew. It's time.
Coleman
I was
medal.
going to put him under the pump. I was like, no, you're $1 million man. Just this is what you're being paid to do.
It is fun.
So go and do it.
One thing I've always done is what you're paid, and this is why they argue salaries should be public.
Yep.
What you're paid is what your performance has to equal.
Yep.
Yes.
And now he has to be in the best 20 plays in the comp.
But we think he
But he
can
won
get
over
there.
the period of time. Yes.
Yeah, I think.
But he has to show that this year that he's in the conversation of All-Australian 40 and stuff.
Yeah, he has to be dominating games.
Yeah.
He has to be tearing games
Which
apart.
he did at times
Yeah.
last year.
He's
He went
capable.
forward and stuff. And then even at back, he was
Won the
accepting.
game.
Yeah.
He's capable. Under the pump is, look, I love Witsy. He's 32 though, and I reckon Ned Moyle's coming. Like Ned Moyle, they love. They
They
signed
don't
him.
lose anything if he's
Ned
in
Moyle
the
was
side.
going to leave. They said, no, you're
Stay.
our guy.
Yeah.
So I just reckon Witsy just needs to stay in good form and not get injured, because if
easy
he
to be-
loses his spot, it's going to be hard to get it back.
Well, easy to be dropped to when you're not captain.
Correct. So Noah's the captain now.
There's also kids, so Ethan Reid coming through, and then they're a good chance of getting Jeff White's kid.
Yes,
He's a ruck
right.
forward.
And they got
He's a good
Noble
player,
from
isn't he?
Freo.
Good player,
They
yeah.
got Noble as
And they
well.
got John Noble.
Who
Yeah.
he was pretty good. Not John Noble. I'm talking down
sorry,
Noble.
Max
Noble.
Yeah.
They also got John Noble. But yeah, that's my flag for Witsy. And throw at the stumps. It's a bit of an obvious one, but I think Jed Walter, even though he's still 19, like I think he can get 2 levels above where he was last year already. Like I think he can be. He's the next Kerno. We think that.
Does he move as well as Kerno? He's more of a truck, isn't he?
I think he can
Kerno's
get.
like
No,
that.
he's
No,
pretty
he's pretty-
movable.
yeah, he's
and
athletic.
the other one I like a lot is Will Graham. Tough bastard.
Tough, you like him.
Yeah, I think he can, because they've got so many, like him, Rogers. Now they've got Lombard. They've got a bunch of dudes who are like not quite ready yet, but in 2-3 years, like Reed, like you mentioned, Walter. It's coming. It's just we've been waiting for so bloody long.
Yep.
But that was a bit of a boring one. The Gold Coast Suns this year.
Mate, I reckon this podcast has sunned out.
Yeah.
We've hyped the life out of it for 6 years, and now it's like, well,
Yep.
I'll
Yeah,
start
but then
giving
they-
you full energy when you start giving the ladder full energy.
Yeah, but then they change their look and stuff, so they got to
you're
they're on the
Queensland.
way up again.
Here he is, the
They
bloke who
bounce.
owns bloody Cyclone Alfred over there, the
Mate,
Queenslander.
honestly.
Fremantle, breakout. So we're down on questioning. Breakout, as you said, Nathan O'Driscoll.
Well, it was your curveball. It was Rhino's curveball.
Yeah,
The
now I'm
late-
all over the place.
late
The
bump, pump, and
stump.
stump.
Yeah.
The
We always
stumps
do
got
that.
me.
No, we always do that.
We're not called that.
Yes.
I'll go Nathan O'Driscoll. So I think when he's up and about and he's showed in the preseason
This is
particularly
breakout potential.
as a
bump.
breakout
It's the bump.
potential.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the bump.
Yeah.
Like he's played enough games on the wing, but I think when he's a naturally attacking player, which it doesn't seem like Fremantle need a few more of.
He's looked really good in
Well, he
the
certainly
He just
cemented
takes it
his
on.
spot on that wing.
Yes.
He's got
He
first
has
crack
to.
at it. He'll
Yeah.
get first crack.
And he tries to kick goals as well, which they don't get a lot of goals from them.
He's not very good by foot.
No.
No, but
he's-
that's all right. But he kicks it far enough.
No, I get that, but if you're the winger, you've still got to be. If Tracy got himself 3 or 4 metres,
Yeah.
you got to
You
hit
gotta
that
hit
kick
him.
every single time.
I also reckon Sharp's got his locked in because he runs all day and he had a good year last year. I reckon if O'Driscoll's not playing that well, he's going to lose that spot to O'Meara.
Yes,
who's a safe winger.
Do we worry about both their wingers not being brilliant kicks of the footy?
Yeah, well, that's I think the problem, right?
Yeah.
So you can't if things are getting gross with the entry. I think they're going to have to
swap
switch
one
it
out.
to an O'Meara type. Who's a bit safer with the footy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, they said they
he's
need
less wild.
And then
Yeah,
there's
less
that,
wild.
So maybe like a Murphy Reid pushes up there who is
Yeah.
a good kick.
I reckon Reid at the moment's probably a bit small for the wing, but
Probably, yeah, and he needs to shoot. But under the pump is it has to be sort of Nat Fyfe is the obvious one here.
I would say Sean Darcy.
Sean
But
Darcy
yeah,
as well.
Fyfe, I mean,
He's not in
Fyfe's
the
a
Fyfe.
two-time Brownlow medalist. Have some respect.
Yeah.
Mate, but he's
No,
only-
but under the pump.
Well, the
'cause
other one
they
I
could
put-
win the flag this year.
I
If
put
he's not
another
there,
one.
then
Yeah.
I put another one as Matt Johnson. Like he seemed to have hit a level and plateaued.
They've actually got
I
a
just
few.
want to see another bit
Like,
from
I'd
him.
throw Erasmus in there. Like,
There's
there's a few that like kind of need to go up. Like you said that those back end guys need to go up 10%.
Well, the Fremantle, and as I've said a million times, my closest friends are all Fremantle supporters.
Yep.
And the amount of times they've said, well, Brayshaw and Sarong and Young.
Yes, what's the other
And
one?
I'm like, look at last year's grand final. Warner, Goulden, Callum Mills this year.
Heaney.
Then you've got Heaney. Then you've got, obviously,
Neil,
Brisbane,
Dunkley.
Neil, Ashcrofts.
Yeah.
Port Adelaide have got Rosie, Butters, Horn Francis. Every club has those players.
Yep.
It is
Yeah.
the ones you're naming that need to go from C's to B's,
Well, that's
C pluses to
and
C's.
the throw to stumps. I'll say Brandon
B's or
Walker.
whatever.
I've always been a big Brandon Walker fan.
He's another one.
He does one or two things where people focus on where he stuffs it up.
People still
completely,
remember
but
that final at the G.
But
Yeah.
he's a good
Yep.
small defender.
All right, let's go to Carlton. I'm going to go straight away with the guy who is holding out of contract. Tom,
De Koning.
Tom De Koning.
Could be anything.
It could be anything, but it also could end with a bit of egg on the face too. He's always hobbling around. He's always in and out of the medical room.
Flies a lot.
Got that knee taped up, and the shin guard looks like he's got half a mattress slapped at the base of his ankle. Tom De Koning, I know they were talking about the numbers. If he wants to be the highest paid player in the competition, which is floated,
That's where he's heading.
it has to happen this year. Where you're not in the
They need
category,
help.
but he's not in the category of Gawn and English and those guys.
No.
This year, I think he might.
Is it possible? And I know they've got Paddy Cripps, who's just got 80 Brownlow votes. But is it possible he could be their best player by the end of the year?
Yes.
It is, isn't it? I mean, that's
He could easily poll 20 odd
That's
Brownlow
saying a
votes.
lot when you've got, Cripps and Walsh and
Curnow.
and Mackay and Wiedering and
Yeah, I think we undersell
guns.
Wiedering too a bit.
Yeah.
Like,
We
it's
definitely
a bit
do.
like Sam Taylor. We just like.
But De Koning
Sam
could
Taylor's good.
actually could go that
Yeah,
big.
I think it could be a leapfrog. Under the pump, really quickly before we run out of time, Motlop, talent, high end, plays good quarters, plays good halves. Don't think he's put a good season together yet.
I would have had him in
He's
the
great.
stumps because I reckon
Yeah.
he's ready. I reckon we're going to see something. Always is out of the way.
Yeah.
He kicked 30 odd goals last
Yes.
couple of years. I reckon Motlop's going to be that player. I reckon he'll kick 30
I
plus.
reckon watching him, he kicked 11 one day at Aquinas.
Yeah.
I love him.
Well, my throw at the stumps was going to be something along the lines of Jagger Smith, All-Australian squad. That would have been a throw at the stumps. It's such a shame he's done his knee. The Hollands boys are the throw at the stumps.
Yeah.
Top 5 best and fairest for both the boys.
You reckon?
What?
Both boys go stupid this year.
Top 5 for both.
Mate, this is the
Well,
throw
are
at
they
the
Melbourne?
stumps.
Are they Melbourne
This is
grammar
what
kids
you
or
want.
something? What's going on?
No, one of the Hollands boys. I
Ollie's
think-
the halfback.
Yes.
I reckon
nice,
maybe.
nice
I
mover.
reckon Elijah's going to.
No. Sit with the Hollands boys, mate.
Okay.
Top 5 BNF.
Well, they've got no one playing.
Jesus.
This is not a throw at the
No, I
stumps.
like it. I like it.
No, it's good.
They're meant to be 100-1 shots, aren't they? I'll give you Conor McDonald and I'm banned. And I'll give you 2 bloody brothers.
I reckon Conor McDonald's a little safer than the top 5.
But my
BNF.
Conor McDonald throw at the stumps is to be in the best 3 half forward in the game.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
back
to
North
that.
Melbourne, the bump. Colby McKercher, good debut season last year. And as we see with these North guys, they do that apprenticeship where they get a ton of the footy. Then they go into a more interesting role and can impact the game. So I reckon every time in that preseason game in Bunbury, every time he got the footy, it was like, I'm going. He just wants to go. And a lot of the other guys at North are slower. They chip that ball around a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see him go up another level, be a little bit of that Energizer
Him
bunny.
and Finn O'Sullivan.
Yeah.
Has he got an O or is he just Finn
Oh,
Sullivan?
he is O'Sullivan.
Finn O'Sullivan. They look very similar. That's going to get me.
Do you reckon?
I think there's something about them and the roles they play and the way they move. It's going to get
I
me.
absolutely love Finn O'Sullivan at that game in Bunbury.
looks
I was aroused the whole game.
Yeah, there was noises coming
You
from
had to tell me
under the table.
I just kept talking about him because I was watching him run.
Yeah.
Beautiful body size to him,
Yeah.
natural. Just reminded me, I think I said in the call, of Isaac Smith. You just see him just everywhere running.
Yeah, the patterns, like he would run from one side of the ground to the other. And obviously, because he's got that tank, he's obviously been given the freedom.
They should have used him inside 50 a couple of times. Have
He
shots at
looked-
goal
he
and they
looked
missed
very
him.
good. Under the pump, Will Phillips, so high draft pick, got a 1-year deal.
What do you want him to do with him?
I wanted to play him in the midfield. He drafted him as a midfielder.
Tag or
I don't care. Just give him a role in the CBAs. If he's not good enough, let's find out. And that's it.
So you're happy to put him in there at the price of, say, a McKercher or someone who might play half-back?
I think McKercher's more flexible and
That's
you
what I
can
mean.
put him in
You
more
can probably put him
spots.
somewhere
I
else.
don't think you can play Phillips anywhere else.
So you're ready for 12 months, well, not 12 months, half a season of Phillips?
Definitely
and then-
give him minimum 6 weeks.
Yeah, okay.
Start him in there, and I think they've got a couple of injuries. Wardlaw's out. So with the Wardlaw thing, give him the Wardlaw spot for a bit.
Yep.
Go off you go, Will. Show us what you got.
Okay.
So, and I do like him. And it was just from that weird draft year. And throw at the stump, Zane Dersma. So when Griffin Logue came over here for, I think they were pumping up the Bunbury, North playing the games in Bunbury.
yeah.
I was chatting to him off camera, and then we were talking about all their young players. He's like, mate, there's so many good ones. And I said, just pick one. Who's going to be the best of them all? And he said Zane Dersma. He reckons his kid has got stuff.
It's the hardest position of the kids to be playing.
Yeah,
by a million miles.
That role was a weird role.
Especially
That
the draftee.
high half forward.
That's a McDonald. Like, it's hard to get a kick there. Like,
Yeah.
if you aren't getting targeted, you're not. You need the ball to bounce your way.
So he's a big fan. He reckons he'll be a midfielder eventually.
Sorry for swearing.
Although they all will. Zane Dersma.
Port Adelaide. So the breakout, so there were 2 kids I liked in the draft last year. One of them was a complete vibes call, and I'll get to him a little bit later.
Oh, boy.
But this guy I just really like from a football perspective, Joe Berry. Who's a
breakout?
small forward. Yeah,
He hasn't played a game.
He's going to be playing a game, though. He'll be in there around...
He hasn't played a game
Take
yet.
him to the bank. He'll be there round 1, and everyone will be talking about
So
Joe
the
Berry.
breakout player
He's a
is
small forward
a
they
guy
drafted
who's
in the first
never
round.
played.
Yes. Well, that's breakout, isn't it?
No, I would suggest the
Well, who's
breakout is
breaking out
someone
of Port Adelaide?
who's been okay and then they break out.
Who's breaking out?
Okay,
There
Georgiades.
you go.
You
That's
suck.
the
I
answer
knew
you're
I'd get
fishing
it.
for.
I would
just
say
throw it out.
Stumps is a
Yeah.
Joe Berry.
No, I
don't mind it.
Stump. I like Joe Berry. He's a first-round draft pick. He should be delivering,
He'll
mate.
look good in the twos this year.
No, he'll be in the ones, mate.
No,
I
he
mean,
does look a talent. He's just not like you can't.
Just let him-
I'll say this right now.
thinking.
Joe Berry won't be
You
out of the
cook.
side unless he's injured.
You cook.
Watch out for Joe Berry. Under the pump, Jack Lukosius.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because do we ever see where does he play?
I feel like the
Is he
last
forward?
Has to play
4
forward,
years we've
yeah.
done this.
He's going under the pump every time.
He's made the list every
But
time.
now-
Somewhere.
Yeah, but
From
he's at a
roll the
different
stumps
side.
to break out to now pressure.
Yeah, but now he's swapped sides, so
Yeah.
the clock reset.
Yes. Yeah.
So to be whatever he's going to be,
Yeah.
and then throw at the stumps is Joe Richards.
Yeah, I like
They
Joe
got over,
Richards.
there was a couple of that moments in the preseason game where he just impressed me.
I was
And
quite
I'd never noticed him at
surprised
Collingwood.
that Collingwood just let him go.
Well, they got
'Cause
Dan Houston.
When he played last year, and it was all part of that. But
What
it wasn't-
happened? Where's Dan Houston?
He was suspended for that first one.
Ah, okay.
But I like Joe
Remember he got
Richards.
suspended for the finals and
That's
they challenged it
right,
6-7
yeah.
times.
Yeah. That's.
I
yeah.
didn't remember that. I just got to the end of the game. I thought, where's
So that
Dan
was Port
Houston?
Adelaide. That was Port Adelaide. Okay.
That was Port Adelaide. Joe Berry.
All right, let's rock and roll. I'm going to go to Melbourne. And this is a player who I have thought has been overrated.
Oh, I know where you're going here.
But now I think I'm
Yeah.
starting to come around.
Did you call
that-
him a solid citizen last week? Is this guy?
Yeah, no, I think I've come around.
Trent Rivers?
No.
Oh.
No.
No, I know who you go.
Yeah, you'd say it.
Yeah, pick it.
Cozzy Pickett.
Cozzy. Yeah,
Cozzy Pickett.
You have been a Cozzy basher.
No, I haven't been a basher, but at Melbourne it's been Oliver, Petrarca, Gawn, Steve May, Lever, daylight, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, I think
it's
Cozzy,
reasonable.
and I know he's got the contract pressure that's going to come, the change of club pressure that's going to come, the talk's
Is it-
going to come.
I feel like that pressure's less than it ever has been, though. Like now, it's
Yes.
just it's
But-
just
but
par
the-
for the course.
The only thing is, if it wasn't Melbourne need kids that need Cozzy.
Yeah.
Like, that's where the pressure's going to ramp. Brad Green's already asked for 3 first-round draft picks.
And Luke Jackson.
But, yeah, but I think Cozzy's going to go off his absolute rocker, and that's game on. Under pressure,
Oh,
Trent Rivers.
He's a solid citizen.
No,
you
no,
said
no.
yourself last week.
No, well, the pressure being different. He's going to play 22 games or 24 games.
Are you really having him under the pump?
Well, he's going to be
Trent
he's
Rivers?
going to be midfielder now. He's a midfielder.
is it? I think he's going to play him in the
it.
middle.
Yeah, in the middle. This is the time where
Grab your
But you
opportunity. son.
but you grab your opportunity, and you're no longer seen as they've put Rivers into the midfield. Like
Okay.
he's a midfielder.
Yep.
Time to rock and roll.
I would have gone Simon Goodwin. I would have gone a little bit.
Well, I was banned from coaches.
Are we banned from coaches?
Well, I didn't know. You'd be confusing with your rules. Breakout. Harvey Langford.
Oh yeah.
Throw at
Yeah.
the stumps. Sorry, throw at the stumps.
Your boy.
But and I can say that. I can
That's
have him in all
19.
three
No,
categories.
No, you can have that.
Yeah, I can
You
have
can
him.
have him first.
But he just does look nice.
He does look really nice. I think he's going to be a really nice player.
Where do you reckon?
19? Who? Someone get out of the 22. It feels like he needs to be in the 22.
You mean the number?
Yeah.
Number,
Yeah,
yeah.
so-
No, he's in the 22.
Yeah.
So just quickly though, Trent Rivers, plays midfield.
Mm.
What sort of numbers do you think he should average by the end?
Well, I think the problem will be when Viney's playing as well. He won't be in there all the time.
Yeah.
He could find 24,
I
25.
would
So
say,
I thought
I would
tw- I
say
thought
about
24.
24.
I thought 24. Yeah. good number.
St Kilda. Jeez, this was not pretty. There were two
Wait
teams.
till I get to Richmond.
There were two teams when I did this, and the other one's coming up where I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm glad I went the under. So St Kilda, the bump, potential breakout is grim. I was going to take the easy road and say Wanganeen Miller, but I feel like he's already broken out.
Yeah, he's broken
Yeah.
out.
But it's still another level to Wanganeen.
He's all
So,
Australian to
Yeah.
go.
Well, I'm going to go a little bit more niche and go Hugo Garcia, who I kind of like as
Do you like him
Yeah.
because he tackles for fantasy, or you like him as a footballer?
No, I watched that last couple of preseason games, and I just think he's tough. I liked him last year at the end of the year. And I think,
It's just-
mate, this is grim.
No, I get it's grim.
It is grim. But I think the year for St Kilda is about finding guys.
I thought you said finding God. They might need it.
That too. I just think they've got to go, right, let's give these guys good roles, see what we've got here. Can we find one or two?
Yeah.
It's grim. I mean, I could have done the easy thing and just said Wanganeen Miller.
Nah,
you
that's
could've.
that's a layup.
It's
Like,
a
that's-
little bit of a... Under the pump, Hunter Clark. I know he
Yeah.
signed a new deal, so he's got a bit of safety. But I feel
What
like
sort of deal would that
It
be?
wouldn't have been much.
I reckon it would have been. I reckon they
You reckon?
Yeah.
we just
Yeah, but he can't stay on the
Can't
park.
stay on the park.
Yeah.
I've always really liked Hunter Clark as a player.
Yeah, agree.
But I just the health thing is a problem. And throw at the stumps. I put 2 names down. Hugh Boxall, who
Yeah,
I'm on.
we like
I'm
him.
on Hugh Boxall.
See, like the swimmers. What's the swimming coach's name?
It is
yeah,
Boxall,
from,
isn't
yeah, I think
The mad one,
That
the
is,
mad
that's his
man.
name. Dean
Dean
Boxall.
Boxall or Boxall?
Boxall. I think.
And then Ari Schoenmaker, who
What's
like
happening
this-
there?
I don't know. He didn't play in the pre-season.
Remember he was banished.
Dean Boxall.
Yeah.
Pre-season.
He seems like a naughty boy.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
slid
I
down,
don't know.
slid down the draft board.
I don't know the specifics.
Tassie lad.
Yeah.
Who are we talking about?
Ari
Schoenmaker.
Schoenmaker.
Yeah, he was a Tassie lad.
But,
he
but,
did-
but remember he was sent to Sandringham to train away from the
That's
AFL
right.
group.
And he just didn't play in the preseason, and no one talked about it.
No.
So I'm like,
because
where
the
is this kid?
Tassie Devils got him in his ear. got in
What's
his ear,
happening
mate.
with this kid?
But they
Stash him.
dominated it one game when he came in, kicked
Yeah,
it
he did.
beautifully.
and
Yeah.
he is a beautiful user
Yeah.
of the footy, and you would assume that they need multiple people who can
Ross
use
has given him like the Michael Walters treatment.
it. A little bit. It worked that time, so.
Me.
Yep.
West Coast. What's he getting now? So this is a breakout, but I don't know if he's played a game before.
Oh, shit.
Tyrell Dewar?
Dewar.
Dewar. I think it's Dewar.
I think they call him Dewar as a
that's his name.
But
okay.
it's actually
Dewar.
Dewar.
But it's actually Dewar.
He did play last year.
He did play last
I'm
year?
pretty sure he got a Rising Star nomination.
There you go.
Yeah.
Shows how much I was watching last year.
I had to do Eagles best 22 today.
He's in it.
Yeah,
I think he's in it.
Pocket.
He's
And-
in
but
moments.
also there was a blend of so Liam Ryan wasn't on the ground, for example.
Yeah.
If I was walking into a must-win game,
Liam Ryan.
Liam Ryan probably takes the forward pocket. But in terms of this year's team for West Coast, he has to play.
Yeah.
Has
Well,
to play
I just
every
liked
week.
him.
So hold on, you had Dewar over Liam Ryan.
Yep, just this year has to play. 22 games, play him in prime position.
Who
and
they
What do you
should
do with
play-
Liam Ryan? Just not
just on
play.
on the bench, come in and out.
Right.
Like he's just been moved to the side slightly.
But yeah, I like that.
Jeez.
So
What do you do?
Dewar on the wing
Flying
was
Ryan
good.
hasn't done a great deal.
Well,
It's tough, starvation corner.
That's a good segue to my
I feel
under
like
the
it
pump, which is Liam Ryan.
Okay.
It feels like his bag of tricks is running out. Like he doesn't have.
Do you
You put him out there
do
and you
reckon
wait
Nick
for him to do
actually
something.
had that written down?
I did. It's right here.
No. Because I don't know. Like, he hasn't had a
No, I
huge
know that.
season for a few years.
I
I
know
can't
that,
remember the
yeah.
last time.
And you got to go
came away
into-
going. That was a good Liam Ryan game.
Well, yeah, but you've also got to move into
Yeah, the
are they
kicks.
going to be in the next premiership side?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in 5 years, Liam Ryan won't be playing.
I do like Dewar a lot.
Yeah,
I
he
think
was-
when he's come on in the preseason, he's done something.
Try
every
to take
time.
hangs.
He just has a couple of those moments, and
And
in that new style that
good
McCulton
kick.
wants to
Yeah,
play,
and
he's going to be.
Flying Ryan, when he's fit as a forward pocket,
Yeah.
And-
great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I think you've time that the kids have got to get going.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
I think
No,
others
fair
gone
enough.
past him. And then my throw at the stumps. This is the kid I was talking about, who I just loved last year through the draft for just vibes reasons. Hamish Davis.
Oh, okay.
He just
yeah.
got it done at every level. They put in the Colts. He was best on ground. Put him in the seniors. Kicked 4 in that final
Yep.
for Claremont. He just plays well wherever you need him to play. He's not going to knock his socks off.
Do you
But
think
he's going to
he'll
do the job.
play this year? But I reckon this is the 4th Claremont player we've had it throw at the
They had a
stumps.
very good year last couple of years.
So
in the Colts.
Do you think he can play this year?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I think you plug him in there and he'll just do his job.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
and I think it'll happen because
What's
they
his
need to roll
AFL
through.
comparison? Give me an AFL comparison.
I
Nicholas.
reckon at best, like ceiling, Gunston.
Oh, it'd be a nice career.
Gunston was a good player.
Yeah.
Very good.
He's a good player.
I think that's his ceiling.
Okay,
I don't know where else he fits in. but-
sure. All right.
All right, Geelong. Geelong are hard. I've got them sliding this year. But breakout has to be whether, I've already mentioned one of them, whether Sam de Koning can...
Oh, you got
is it
double
right?
deconing.
They've got the attributes.
Yeah.
And I think one is in a very different category to the other.
Yeah.
But
he was a good key defender.
Was a very premiership key defender, played really well down back.
Yep.
But if this works, and they've found an athletic ruckman who we all know go through the past ruckman who've won grand finals from scrap heap
Might as
after
well be,
scrap
yeah.
heap after
Yeah.
the Max Gawn.
Yep.
If this makeshift ruck situation, and I don't like that Geelong get really fruity with it too, like just
play him.
Just play
A
him.
bit of Blitzarves, bit of Stanley,
just
bit
play him.
of deconing.
Just play him and just play him. And if
You want the Will Phillips treatment.
yes, just play him.
6
play
weeks,
him.
maybe 8 weeks, maybe 10 weeks.
Yeah, and you might sit there and go, fuck, that was bad.
Yeah.
Back to defence you go because we know you can play there.
Yeah.
Under the pump. Now, this is not an under the pump, like one of my favourite cats throughout their premierships and stuff. I don't want the game to go past Mitch Duncan
Yeah, okay.
because he get the soft tissue.
This is the
I seen him the
Cornelio
other day.
space.
Yeah, correct. Like Cornelio. He had a good pre-season. I spoke to him at when I was in Melbourne recently. Good pre-season, fit and firing. When he plays, he's such a beautiful footballer,
Oh,
Mitch
yeah.
Duncan. Like, I just don't want it to be a sore Mitch Duncan.
Yeah.
And here's a throw at the stumps, and this bloke's been around for a while, but he will win the Geelong Best and fairest.
Oh, God, who is it?
Jack Bowes.
What?
You reckon?
Jack Bowes.
Gold Coast
Try
Jack
the
Bowes.
stumps, mate.
Well, yeah, okay, we'll take it.
You're meant to,
You
you're
really
meant to
sold
say
it.
what?
Mate, you really sold it.
But you're meant to say what at the end of a stump throwing, are you?
He's really throwing. You're hurling that
I like it.
ball
I
at the
don't mind it.
stumps.
I mean,
No, that's,
Thanks,
who else?
Nick's
Oh,
been
I've
really
been-
supportive because half the time I don't think he knows what I'm talking about.
I would be-
no, he's a
I
Queenslander
would
and
be
Suns player.
I
yeah.
would be concerned for you that Nick's backing up these tapes.
No, but
I mean,
it must
one
be a real
after the-
throw at the stumps if Nick goes, yep. But I reckon he had some really good games last year, in all fairness to Bowes. Like, he was part of the scrap heap.
And that
with Pick.
midfield, he gets a good crack at that midfield. There's
That's
not many.
also-
of
I
them.
used to own a lot of Jack Bowes shares.
Yeah.
I only just got out.
Well,
so
time to get
Cairns.
back in.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Buy low.
No, I reckon he could be a Trent Rivers 24
My only
touches.
issue with those Geelong guys is they get like your Tanner Bruins and your Jack Bowes, and they never really let them be the main guy.
No, but I think this year's the year because
There's
who
no one
else
else
is
to
there?
stuff it around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tanner Bruin's got a broken hand
Finger
or
or hand
arm
or
or something.
something.
So he was not there. Danger's danger.
yeah.
Like I just feel like they're pretty.
But then they do stupid stuff like, oh, Brian
Bailey.
Myers is going to do 7 CBAs
Yeah.
this quarter, and off you go, Bowes, to the back pocket.
And keep an eye
Like,
on Nevitt too, by the way. Just
I
on
do
Mitch
like
Nevitt.
it. That's a
Just-
throw.
just
I
on
do
the-
like that one.
But yeah, my throw is just a little bit more. There's something I can measure at the end of the year.
Yeah, you've got a KPI set against
yeah,
it.
old
Yeah.
Rhino sitting there just throwing random names, going, well, at the end of the
No,
year,
I've got
he had a good year
Say
according to me.
Dersma, Hugh Boxall,
Put a number next to him.
Josh Worrell.
We'll win the
Okay.
Brownlow. Something like that.
Is it me again? It is me again. It's my last one. Essendon, gee whiz. So when I do this, I bring up the whole team page and I glance through and I
Yeah.
go, right, who have we got? And my goodness, I got to Essendon and I thought, there is nothing here. It is Zach Merritt, who's elite. There is about 5 or 6 good players.
Yeah.
And then it's just a bunch of just shit.
Oh,
Like, he's-
mate.
no.
You know the Essendon supporters get up you. This is a video too,
Mate.
by the way. That is a video.
There is 35 throws at the stumps on this
Right.
list. Like the entire
So
list
just to
is
clarify, what did you call most of the list?
shit.
Hey, Kev.
I'm just saying it's a long road ahead.
Yeah.
And some of those kids might be really, really good. I know they like some of them there. I love Kako.
Yep.
What do
I
you-
love Caddy. So my bump is for Caddy and Kako because that's how bad it is. I think those
they
two.
every player?
Well, I think they just could do the breakout
also under
duo,
pressure.
right? They're the breakout duo. The Kako and Caddy show. Let's get behind it. I
Yeah.
don't want to watch Essendon for any other reason other than
Cadco.
those two.
What are they called? Cadco.
Under the pump, Hobbs, Sardis, Perkins, Cox, Harry Jones.
Yep. Keep going.
The list goes on and on and on of these dudes who need to show their AFL players.
Who
at
did
this
you
point.
say was going to be? So they got one A grader. Who was the next A grader for Essendon?
There's no A graders, but the next level.
Zach
Well,
Merritt.
Zach Merritt's
Zach
an
Merritt.
A
Yeah,
grader.
sorry, this is the only
Yeah,
one.
who's going to join him?
Jeez.
Would
it be Caddy in a couple of
Your
years?
caddies, maybe the guy who
Durham?
I've got as the stumps, which is Zach Reed.
Durham?
Yeah.
I don't know if Durham can get to the A.
Maybe
he
he's
can.
a
Can
B
he
plus.
B plus?
No, I think he can get to A.
Yeah, I think he's their second best
Okay.
guy. Like, that's how barren I think it is. I think it's
Jeez,
barren.
you're unfair.
It's fine. This is what they've needed.
Nick
to do.
Martin
just
can
one
play.
last.
I'm happy
Nick
for
Martin?
them. No, I like that they're doing this.
Just one more time. What did you say they were? What did you say most of the list was?
I said it was shit. It's all.
Well,
throws
why are
at
you
the
stumbling
stumps.
over the word now? You're very confident. Read it like you're reading the news tonight.
Well, I don't want to get buried. I don't want to bury them. And
Joe
I don't
buried.
want to be
Well,
buried.
we've
for it.
buried him a few times.
But all I'm,
Yeah.
I actually think this is a good thing for
So
them.
finally you're out on a limb or something. Good.
This is a good thing for us
No, I agree.
because they need to be bad. They need to play the kids.
I
Stop
don't-
being
I don't
medium.
reckon they won't be bad.
No, but Brad Scott's
They're gonna
good
be
at
bad.
making bad
Ah,
lists do
mate.
good things.
Go and have a look at the list after this.
Yeah,
Tell
it's
me what
pretty
you
bad.
really think.
Uh,
There's a lot of pressure on Caddy and Kako.
Okay, Western Bulldogs. Breakout. Sam Darcy to be in like Coleman level conversations.
Is he nearly the next big name to the game?
He's so good and
Like,
big,
could he be think about the AFL
Like DeConing sort of thing, but yeah.
bigger.
but bigger. Yeah.
Think about the PlayStation game. You know, the front cover. You know, FIFA. That's
You reckon he could be on the front cover?
I reckon
I
Sam
reckon he
Darcy
could
could be on the
front
front
cover.
Yeah.
Really?
yeah.
He just, I keep
I
going
think
back
he
to
could be
that,
that good.
Friday night at Marvel last year against Collingwood when he killed.
Kick 8.
No, he didn't kick 8. It was a different game where he kicked 8, I think, wasn't
Yeah.
there?
Who would be on the cover right now? Nick Dacos.
Yeah, Nick
Yeah, it'd be
Dacos.
Nick Dacos.
Collingwood get the bump from
Not
the
after Cramp Dacos, though.
No.
It's a shot of him.
yeah.
Yeah, Nick, and there's probably someone in all seriousness
Bailey Smith shirtless.
Or Harley.
Something like that. Harley.
Yeah, he'll be on the next one.
Only once he goes to Vic.
Yeah.
Once he's playing in Victoria, he's on the front.
So you said 60-40 last week.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Was it 60-40 staying?
No,
or leaving?
he's leaving.
I haven't changed.
Okay.
I haven't changed. But
Okay,
You're always
we'll
a bit
monitor that sliding
slower
scale.
to say people are leaving too from clubs in WA. You don't want to upset the clubs.
Well, he's got to play it off to try and get the info when it happens.
it's just information. Okay, that's all it is. I can only say what I have. I don't just guess.
It's not guess.
It's
It's
guessing.
just the other side of the story.
So under the pump, Hugo Hagen, of course. Does anyone
Yeah.
know what's actually happening with Hugo Hagen?
Oh,
No one's actually got to.
Not that we can talk about.
Oh yeah.
Nicholas.
What is that segue? Move on.
All right.
Can you just go through here?
Done. Well, under throw of the stumps, I said I don't think this guy's played a game, but he's a top 10 draft pick.
Maybe so.
2-3 years on the list.
Not sure top
Jed
10. but-
Buslinger.
Yeah, is he top 10 or first round or
Do you know
whatever?
I've
Definitely
got
a
his,
first round.
So we did a draft story on Jed Buslinger, right? And it was because he was an Oz kick kid that won Oz Kicker of the Year.
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah.
And
Joel
Luke
Selwood.
Darcy went to his house and knocked on the door, and Jed's like, about 7
Yeah,
years old or
yeah.
whatever. And Luke Darcy, and so we reenacted it, right? But Jed is like a 18-year-old when he got drafted.
This is when you realise you can't say no to ideas when you haven't been drafted.
Yeah, correct.
Yes, no
yeah.
worries,
Jed's
yes.
a lovely kid, really quiet kid. But one of the things was he had this medal, which I think was the medal that he got for the Oz Kicker or whatever. Anyway, I ended up with it in my pocket, so it's in my top drawer. So I have
You still
Jed,
got it?
I've got Jed Buslinger's footy under 12s BNF award in my top
you
drawer
really?
at work.
Is this what happens when you do draft profiles? You just steal
It was a-
something
it
from
was
each
a
kid,
total accident.
hoping that they become a good
But
footballer?
I'm keeping it, Jed. So just don't worry, it's safe. But
Okay.
if you want it
If you
back,
find Ryan
just-
Daniels 7 on
Yeah,
eBay.
let me know where
you
I can
find
send
a bunch
it.
of signed memorabilia stolen from draftees'
Well, he
houses.
actually was at Coolbeania Bombers, which is
Oh, that's your club, isn't it?
Yes.
That's where you get way too serious about the under 7s.
correct. Some would say not serious enough.
Okay.
Step it up this year.
Richmond.
Oh no!
Oh, jeez.
Do we really need to?
Who's under the pump? Noah Bolter, Prestia, Hopper, Short.
Short? No,
Well,
Short's good.
But they've got to be good now.
Right.
That's why they're under the pump. They
Short's pretty good.
No, but they have to be better than good because
Right.
they are going to get an avalanche of stuff coming their way. Now, the one player I am looking forward to seeing,
Would you say most of the list is
Tom Brown, I think would be,
Tom Brown? I like.
yeah, maybe he's a player
like Tom
to
Brown.
watch, but that's
Yep.
probably about it.
Yep, I like Sam Banks.
And I'm sure I like all the kids too when they turn up.
It's a lot of stump throwing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot
It's
of
a
stuff.
lot of stump throwing.
Hard
Would you
to
say
tell.
most of the list is?
Growing,
Off, you're soft.
growing. All right.
developing.
That's
Hey,
been
what
a-
else do you got? They've still got. I'm just looking at it really quickly. They've still got Nankervis,
Yeah, Nank.
Bolter, Tom Lynch,
Taranto.
Short Taranto, not Taranto.
Prestia.
Veloston, Hop, Prestia. I know,
Oh,
proper
Premiership.
not, but Premiership.
Those 10 players are it though. Then it's just children.
Yeah, and they're past their
Yeah.
peak too.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
All right, well, that's been the Hardball Gets AFL show for today. Next week, we'll be back for the mailbag,
Yes,
which we'll
mailbags
record. We'll come back tomorrow and record.
Yep. See you tomorrow, guys.
And we'll see you tomorrow.